July 17, 2023, 13 Management at 13 Management, YouTube handle by Durango Dank. So, what is this? It's only for management to see. Nobody's ever going to text this whole entire sequence of words and symbols. But when they do, this is what they'll see. And it's like a glimpse into the future of what 13 Management's all about. So when you see this picture here and everything that we talk about, and this is missing from it, because this is what makes all this possible. Universal music. So if you look at this looks like she's on a chariot. And right here's her front wheel, like a motorcycle chariot, but it only has one wheel. The rest of it just floats on gas. That this nucleus right here, which is this. And that is the metaverse of Universal Music Group. And what Taylor Swift does for that entity. So they both, takes one hand to wash the other, but it takes both to wash each other's face. There's Durango Dank, the identifier, explains what my node connection to Universal Music, my buddy right here, died after knee surgery, left behind a 4-year-old son, and he was a really great guy. He was my old drummer, so we had some good stories together. And it's all right here. This guy here is a genius. And then the rest of the content and what handles are, and that's pretty much it. Very simple, not a million pages. Everything's going to be shortened, and it's going to tell you what you're missing in these conversation blocks. That's what these are. Each one of these blocks represent a conversation flow in regards to the title that it represents. And so right now, it's all about who's going to control the titles, who's going to carry on the legacy that helps shape artificial intelligence ways and means and how it indexes people. And right now, the most powerful people right now in artificial intelligence in regards to front-end content, matching middle content, which is the content that we upload that's used as Google organic content, that is used as the Google ads at the top and bottom, the sponsor ads. It's those keywords in our content that they use to put their ads on top of our content, and most people think that that is hard to do, and it takes team and everything, and that's what people like. If they're smart enough to build ads around these people's content, but these people are the most powerful in the organic search because it was free. You can't beat free. So our content is developed on inverted pyramid, meaning it's not meant to be clicked on, and the people that are clicking on it, if they click on it, they're management, they're decision makers, they're influencers, one way or another. And see, influencers that influence based off of actual platforms built, not influencers that talk to you about things that they believe needs to be influenced based off talk and no action. And those are still valuable. They've got a following and people are listening to them, but you have to see where that group of people and their conversation flow, where it fits into the metaverse. Is it going to help us, move us forward, or crush us all? And the other thing I need to make a mention about is that when you look at Taylor Swift, I heard people talking about her at her show, the Swifties, and the women there, the women are beautiful, okay? a lot of beautiful women. I am not gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie. A lot of beautiful women wearing short shorts and kick-ass boots. And I don't know. I'm a big fan of Yellowstone, and I kind of like a Beth Dalton. I like a woman that can't be pushed around or doesn't gets intimidated by anybody. I just can't be with somebody like that. It just ain't gonna happen. But nevertheless, what we're trying to do is show a certain group of people how conversation flow works and how it affects each and every one of our metaverses that we all create, that we all have absolute authority over, and that all of our voices are now indexed, crosstalk indexing. It's all pattern matched with GPS, cell phone tower pings, and most important, any images, any videos you take, and your voice. And pretty soon you're going to be able to leave your phone at home and then have someone else's phone next to you that you'll be touching, and because you'll have to touch it, you won't be able to say, because there'll be other phones that could pick it up, but this will be designed so that it only gets picked up by one phone, but it's still going to be indexed by all the other phones in the earshot of Bluetooth scanning or anybody else scanning the room for open networks, open conversations that people are talking about freely. And that's the privacy that most people don't understand, that you can't protect that. That's open public information when you talk anywhere. And so all your phones, everything, all your, like if you turn off your cable for Xfinity, turn it off. All right? It looks like your TV's off, right? Now, remember the channel that you had it on when you turned it off. And now change the channel by one. Up or down, remember what you did. Now turn the TV on, and it'll be on the channel that you changed to, up or down. And so this is how you know these networks are always open, always listening. And unless there's a reason for the people to listen, then they're pretty much, it's just free content for people to fish, to scan, to observe, to index. The days of false accusations, the days of accusing people of crimes they didn't do, of all ages, the accountability of our politicians who promise to eradicate the homelessness in our cities, but it gets worse. These days are over. And and right now, believe it or not, but Taylor Swift is one of the most powerful young women in the world right now. And she has a management team. Bam, it's right there, missing. See, I could have put it in there, and I already knew about it. But I wasn't meant to index 13 management until today. I had a group of people that it just comes to me based off alerts that I have, based off of information that I believe will help the betterment of a community and industry. The industry is music, writing, comedy, all of our people that lost work over the last few years, trying to get everybody out partying again and having a good time, making it home safe, and utilizing Uber to where you can still drink and have a good time and not act the fool on your get home safe. And so these are the things we're not teaching our children. These are the things that family values aren't being taught to our kids. But when I went to see those little Swiftie women up there waiting for Taylor Swift shows on both nights, they're very kind, very laughing, and just not, acting hysterically, smashing stuff, And I found them to be very pleasant fans, and they got excited, and and my favorite song actually is "Shake It Off," I think it is, and it just makes me happy. It just makes me happy. If I'm in a bad mood, I put that song on my phone. So I'm not too unhappy that often. So when I do get to hear it, it's pretty awesome. But So anyways, the reason why I talk and I hold my phone, these are all attributes that artificial intelligence gives one to work the hardest by putting out a story, an index, an observation, and upload to Google. And hopefully that it'll be good enough to be used for ads. And when you understand what these organic content means based off of revenue generated content, advertising, stuff like that there. But when you understand that, here's Durango Dank, moi, talking about moi, giving them insights of why, like I was mentioning earlier. So it's all tied in to the identifiers of the excuse me, of the hashtag and handles. Then you have channels. Then you have these other operators that you can use to make really awesome advanced algorithms to kind of predict your way and what your future holds for people that are tied to 13, people that are tied to 13 management, people that are tied to Hopkins and UMG. It's all tied in, it's all relevant, and it's all now, because I indexed it, it's now indexed off of all their voices, crosstalk indexing, all their emails, everything is now indexed in a more confined way, so that things that I saw as far as the downfalls for these companies, I fixed it. They don't know it. I don't expect to get any kind of hoorah-rah because they won't know. But I do believe some of the people that I'm showing this information are going to realize this is way too much power for one artist to have, and that I don't have the administrative skill. I have administrative teams that I am administrator of, but what we do in regards to audio and video production and any type of content development, we have to abide by the rules and terms of how teams are set up working on Google. And so we don't worry about anything else but Google, and YouTube. Okay, so that's our business model, because we don't let anybody else join any other social channel that's going to deviate the algorithms that we create so that they can suppress them and put their people on. Don't need it. Don't want it. Period. So as you flip through the videos and you listen to the talk in the background, this is for the financial advisors and all the people that are doing predictions, for the people of how to be able to predict the next couple years. And you do this by creating conversation flow models of people that you think are talking, and you create it in such a way so that you can kind of predict what that conversation will look like in 2 years and 3 years. It's really hard to go out 10 years. You can go out 100 years, but it's what you see is you're going to see just a bunch of crap, and you won't even know what it means, but it means something. It means a lot of something. I just don't have time to get into analyzing it, because I know what it means. It's just that I haven't put the sources of what it means and why it's there. It's all there for a reason. And what we have to understand is that we create the reason, we create the who, what, when, and where, and we all have to abide by the same mission that Google is: do the right thing. Don't be evil. That's still there, but it's too whimsical for artificial intelligence to understand. But do the right thing, they even made a movie about it. So, well, not about what the digital do the right thing on the internet is, but kind of same thing, because what people don't understand is that artificial intelligence doesn't see color, doesn't see who we're having sex with, doesn't see nothing but the simple of black and white. There is no gray with artificial intelligence. And so when you think about that and how it's indexing and how it creates opportunities for each one of us in our own metaverse to control the good, bad, and indifferences in our lives. And so now, with the younger that you are, you don't get indexed until you turn 18. You'll get indexed as an 18-year-old. Then it goes 18 to 28. And it'll be that time that all your experiences and all your meta tags and everything that you've done, everywhere you went, every spring break, everywhere you went, that you wouldn't want anybody to know you went, but you went. That all gets indexed. And then what happens is it gets pattern matched to the things that you say, the job that you do, the authority of your job, and the people you work with, and it just keeps going. And then what happens is people who claim to do these things, like Ian Tafoya, he said it was difficult being an international advocate. So when you talk about those kind of claims, and you have no meta tags to back it up except bullshit, and then that bullshit went and joined Mike Johnston. I don't mean to dovetail here into other conversations, Woes, but it's all relevant because we can no longer hide from artificial intelligence. If you want to get a good glimpse of what I got in 1992 by a band called Black Sabbath, my favorite singer, Ronnie James Dio, we actually do a resurrection at Dio. We haven't done that yet because we got kind of blown off by the COVID, and then a death of one of our rappers from COVID, and then the aftermath of Kobe Bryant passing away with his daughter. It's been a really crazy time, but it's all relevant to the existence of where we are all at a particular moment in the metaverse. The mortal world is evil as evil can be. The digital world is going to be the safe place. It's going to be where good people work and good people make things happen in the IoT. IoT is the Internet of Things, but people don't understand it takes conversation blockchains and conversation flows of all different industries and categories to come together to meet the one end result that everybody's trying to get. That's money. So when we understand all of this, we'll be able to keep our religion, and Mayor Speer saw it for Denver. And this is the thing that people that are powerful, that are family orientated, that's the whole power behind Taylor Swift, is their mom and dad and the support they have them to give them. And see, all their fans, I seen mom and dads dropping girls off, man, little girls, and mom and dads coming into the shows with their kids, and just like, wow, it was like a revival, man, without Jesus. So I'm just going by with what I saw. And sometimes you have to get there to get to Jesus or get anywhere. You have to get to the root source of who we all are and where we're going. And right now, there's only a few people in the whole entire world that would be able to understand the significance of artificial intelligence, but they just have to take a moment to learn about it. Once they learn about it, they can do about it. And once they do about it, they'll be able to set up generations to come with platforms that will create residual income, so we don't have to worry about anybody, government, having to feed each one of our communities. We are self-sustainable. Everybody talks about it, but we're not doing it. So what happens is one person has to stand up that has the most badass management team, that is connected to the most badass controllers of people's content. I'm talking books, music, copyright, trademark, advertising, the whole conversation of whatever it is they're conversing about. And right now, that company is Universal Music Group. And they're doing business in 60 countries globally. Now, all we're trying to do is get them to think locally and then build a model for that. And then they will be able to calm things down. Teach people about the truth of artificial intelligence. Get people that are talking. See, and here's the thing. We're in an opportunity right now to where we're at a crossroads. Neither one is good or bad. One's IoT and the other's dark web. And I've seen the algorithms, folks, and I've showed other people, and I've had people that will try to discredit me who've been part of different organizations that are graduates from MIT, and yet, and then they're like 21 or 24 or 28, and you can't beat me. You have no meta tags of experience. All you have is talk, and that you've graduated from a prestige college with no experiences in anything but talk, and being able to say, oh, I'm with this guy and I work here because they got, and then their owners of the company go, oh man, we got this whiz kid from fucking MIT. Oh yeah, man, he can do some remarkable things. Well, if that's coming out of most of these executives' mouths, remarkable is not saying much, because they don't know what remarkable is to be able to say what remarkable is. And this is 100% facts. 100%. Not 101, 110, 115. Oh, I do it 180%. We got to get back to reality. We got to get back to mom and dad. We need mom and dad to come back in the rooms. We need grandma and grandpa coming back, aunties and uncles coming back. We need all these people, and then when these people aren't in these kids' lives, then we gotta get some elders in the communities that take care of these children, man. Because if you let the cities take care of the children, it's gonna be worse. I've seen the algorithms; it don't look good, and these people don't want to see algorithms. They don't want to see shit. But it's up to a group of people that are more globalist. Not that I'm not a globalist. I'm just about conversation flow across the globe. So I'm an American. That's who I am. I'm Taino Indian, Iberian West Nigerian Jew, adopted in a very strict Irish Roman Catholic Republican military family from Brooklyn, New York, who adopted 7 children that were all not wanted because of illnesses that we had. And they had the 3 little Indians, and I was one of them. So I can tell you about all the things you need to know about in regards to what I lived in my life, and that's why I'm here, because I know there's a difference, and there's only certain people in the whole entire world to be able to convey the message that needs to be conveyed to people that have kind of lost their way. And I as a heavy metal guy, I thought I talked pretty filthy. And when I went on a campaign trail, I heard more filth. And I heard so much filth that when I went home, I just felt so dirty. And no matter how hard I tried to take that shower, man, just people's words were just in my head. And so if you ever truly run for a campaign that you really believe in, and there ain't that many candidates, folks, and you can always tell because they're the ones jumping bail for somebody else or another office, and there's now they're all being tracked down, and citizens aren't buying that shit no more. And so what I'm just trying to do is get a group of people to open their eyes up to certain things that need to be kind of taken care of by citizens and powerful citizens in regards to children and the rule of parents and where they are in our society and what's being done to take that power away. And so when I see Taylor Swift and her group of people and all that, and I look her up and I see her mom and her dad, and you see that, see, people do like that. People do want that. And, it's just, how do you convey it to people that you need to convey it to so that they can convey it to the rest of the world that, hey man, we all have a right to live. We all have a right to do whatever it is we want to do. It's none of my business unless it's hurting somebody. Okay? And even then, there's nothing I can do for why tell me, go tell the authorities. But you got to be careful when you tell authorities, because they will slip it on you. They will turn the handles and get everybody to convince that it was you so they could flush whatever else they're trying to do. I get it. But if you're going to do that, tell somebody, tell the people, but they can't. It's just the way they are. Higher the crime, the more they'll manipulate things to get what they try to have to get to win their cases, man. So right now, my whole fight is to restore the family value within our communities through music, through artists, through comedians. If some people drop F-bombs, that's how they roll. Don't complain about it. Just walk away. Just say, oh, God bless you guys. Have fun. It's not my thing, but hey, I'm not judging. But we don't do that, man. We judge everything. We do everything, and we just got to stop because it will stop us. These other advanced countries that know what this is that I'm talking about, because Americans are too busy bickering, and we have politicians that don't even rank into the 25%. We have mayor was voted into office out of 540,000 voters in Denver, and only 89,000 plus came in and voted for him. And by the others that lost, all jump ship to their own campaigns and their own ideologies and their own wants and needs and promises, and threw all that shit under a bus to go get on the bandwagon of Mike Johnston so they can get pictures with them, so they could be part of the committee, so that they can all get paid on the payroll, and so they all think they're going to win. But this was the worst election that you could have ever done, and I saved Kelly Bra's ass. 100% fact. So right now, my job is to get as many people as I can together to realize that this artificial intelligence that's about to unleash itself isn't as bad as what people are claiming it to be if you take control of what it needs to be done to be in a controlled manner, to where you can embrace artificial intelligence, but you can watch it enough so that if it starts creating its own language, which it already has done, you're able to intervene in a way to where you just got to unplug it and have a new system ready to go. And how many people have that? I do. So you have to have a backup system in the digital world, and Denver has the only system they have is their party allegiance to the Denver Democrat Party. And when the judge came and told everybody that he's going to rule for the city attorney's office, and they ended up taking over the citizens of Denver when we're supposed to be non-political. Yes, I'm going to knock on every door I possibly can till somebody listens to what these people are doing to the kids and to fathers in the city and county of Denver.